everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the end of February, Pisces season, and a little bit of Mercury retrograde. And just pretty much the conglomerate of these next 2 to 3 weeks. So for starters, Pisces season has been a time where, well, it literally just started. So what am I saying? Pisces season, with Mars being in Capricorn and Mercury being in retrograde in Pisces, is a time where we're really coming into the truths of our reality. The truths that have been in front of us the whole time, but we couldn't see due to lack of experience, due to lack of getting to the next step, or whatever reason. It's Neptunian in nature. You never really know what's going to be behind the door. But with Mars being in Capricorn, our actions and will need to have some type of purpose that's tied to it, because our energy isn't just going to be, all over and we're doing multiple things at the same time, like kind of like Mars and Gemini, where we're able to multitask and this and that. No, Mars in Capricorn is where now you focus on the reality that you're manifesting and creating for yourself. On the 23rd, Venus is going to be square Jupiter. Venus in Aries square Jupiter in Capricorn at 18 degrees is the essence of what we know to be the true value or the true importance of something in respect to ourselves, and the knowing that, despite not having everything that we could possibly ever want, we have what we need. We have the essentials, and whatever else we need, we can always go get it. There's always the understanding that there's now and there's later. So right now, what I have, what I understand, and what I'm carrying with me is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And if for whatever reason your understanding of things, your higher mind isn't in accordance to that, there's going to be some type of change so that you live actually furthermore into your truth and into your integrities. Because at the end of the month, Venus is going to be square Pluto. So right now, Venus being square Jupiter, being in Capricorn, you're breaking away and taking away things that just are not conducive to the experience that you want to live or are living. At the same time, you're also aware of where the boundaries and restrictions are, where the constriction is that formulates the vessel in which you, how do I say it? It's the vessel in which you pour the water in, the vessel in which you live in. It's the reality that you've manifested for yourself, and how those specific, limitations you've set upon yourself create the structure that is your reality. At the same time, the new moon is going to be happening on the 23rd at 4 degrees Pisces. I made a whole video on that, and I go into detail of your signs and everything, blah, blah. Go ahead and check that video out. But essentially, this ties into with the Jupiter square Jupiter square Venus. The new moon in Pisces is the essence of you coming to the forefront. The essence of the reality that you're living in coming to the forefront. Meaning, you can't hide really what you are. You can try to hide, but it's going to leak out, essentially. So you might as well show up and represent yourself. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything that is you, because everything that is you is you. And who you are is in a constant state of change. But there comes a point where the essence of who you are is what shines through. And during this new moon in Pisces, we're going to understand and see and be aware of how the new cycle and new beginnings and the old that we've ended have come to this culmination point. On the 25th 25th, right? Yes, on the 25th, the sun is going to be conjunct Mercury in Pisces. And conjunctions are cycles, and this is a new cycle at 6 degrees Pisces. And this is the understanding that beauty is imperfection and imperfection is beauty. Without the things that you may have hated about a particular situation, person, place, or thing, you wouldn't really have seen or loved them for the things that is actually, what you like or what you love. Without love, we won't understand hate. Without hate, we won't understand love. Without happiness, we won't understand sadness. Without sadness, we won't understand happiness. The sun being conjunct Mercury retrograde in Pisces is the understanding of how all the parts make up the whole. It's called, in design language, it's called gestalt. It's the particular parts that make up the whole picture. But if you take away those parts individually, they are their own thing that doesn't necessarily look like it would be a part of the bigger picture. With the sun being conjunct Mercury in Pisces, it's allowing the essence of what is to just be. You can't control everything. This is really a time where, the whole concept of wu wei is applicable. And applicable in a mundane aspect. Because sometimes you just have to simply let things roll. You co-create. You don't just create, you co-create. You do your best, and then you let go and you let God. You see reality for what it is, Sun in Pisces. Oh my gosh, this world is pretty crazy, but it's pretty amazing. And it's not just pretty amazing, it's more than just amazing. And oh wow, there's some imperfections here. Oh well, that's just life. And you allow your awareness to fuse and merge with your intuitive and cognitive understanding of reality, to where you're not fighting what you can't change. You simply let it be. You can only control yourself. You can only control what you're capable of changing. And if you're not capable of changing that thing, then just let it be. It's not the right time. It's not the right place. And you will know, you will feel it. On that day, things will just make sense. Pay attention to your surroundings and your intuitive understanding of things. The Pisces season in general is a time where you really have to go with the flow of things. You have to allow things to just be, to just roll with it. And you have to allow yourself to just roll with it. Because it's like playing a racing car game. When you hit go, you don't want to just stop the car and try to redo a turn because, you didn't do the turn right and you want to get more points. No, you're already going to lose the whole race. When you go, you turn left and you turn right. But the point is you turned regardless of how, great you did the turn. You did your best. And sometimes that's all there is to it. Pisces season shows you that, everything that you are is good enough. So keep going. Everything that you are is good enough. So keep going. If you've got to fix something, fix it. If you got to rectify something, rectify it. If you've got to talk, stand in your truth, but also remember to respect the humanity in people. And this is because on this same day, Mars is going to be conjunct the south node right here. Mars is going to be conjunct the south node in Capricorn. And it's also going to oppose the north node in Cancer, 6 degrees. I'm going to read to you what Cancer 6 degrees is because it adds to the karmic aspect of this whole aspect itself, the Mars conjunct the south node. And when Mars is conjunct the south node, this is a time where you truly reap what you sow. Karma teaches you that you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to have the integrity to hold yourself accountable. And you don't have to, because if you don't, karma is still going to come for you. If you're the kind of person that you just live your life with a relatively clean moral hygiene, you're going to reap the benefits of that. If you're the kind of person who does their best to live life without creating heaviness in their heart or heaviness in other people's hearts, hey, you're going to get rewarded for that. People may love to be around you. People may actually respect the integrity that you hold yourself up with. They're going to respect the standard. They're going to respect the standard that you live up to. I'm trying to think. Is it high standards or high expectations? Hang on a second. Yeah, it's standards, high standards, right? The reality of what you do speaks for itself. And when Mars is conjunct the South Node, you reap what you sow. And ultimately, it's just important to know you got to handle yourself. You can't just, again, force everybody to handle or deal with your baggage because you choose to carry them with you, as opposed to unpack it, unload it, see what's there, and then let that shit go. Again, when you go to sleep at night, go to sleep with a light heart. Don't go to sleep with a heavy heart. First of all, it's not good for your health. And second of all, it shows and it will express itself in unconscious ways in your life, whether it's through the choices that you make in people or the choices that you make in the experiences that you want to have, whatever it may be. Keep your heart light. If you have to speak your truth and it's going to hurt feelings, then it's going to hurt feelings. But at least you spoke your truth. You were honest and had integrity in your actions that you felt was right for you. And that's all there is to it. So long as, again, when I say all this, it's like you have to know how to close doors behind you. If you just run through the doors, you don't really care about how you do things, it's always going to catch up to you. You can never run away from your past. It always catches up to you. So it's better to deal with things as you go. Deal with what you can deal with. Move forward. Again, do what you can. Do the best that you can and let the rest go. Do your best and forget the rest. P90X. But seriously, with Mars being opposite the North Node, this just adds to the karmic aspect of it. I'm going to pull up the 6 degrees Cancer. Okay. 6 degrees Cancer. The Medusa's head with writhing snakes for hair. Karma is frequently anticipated and anxiously dreaded. We know we must confront whatever we have given power to haunt us. Ancestors, collective undertows, personal mistakes of the past, everything comes due. And so there must be the utmost honesty and integrity, dedication and perseverance to cut right through the gathering storm clouds and rescue or redeem what is essential, what is vital. When karma is palpable and heavy duty, the only skillful means is to cultivate a life giving perspective and to inject. The only skillful means is to cultivate a life giving perspective and to inject all of the negativity with this elixir until there is nothing further to worry about, because you have become forward looking enough to turn any past around and to make any darkness luminous from within and to be able to walk on. This right here is the golden nugget. This whole Capricorn season, Capricorn transit, all of this harsh reality energy, if there's anything to remember, it's literally the golden rule. Have integrity in what you do. You have every right to speak your truth in a situation, whether you're really happy and you want to express this joy. Hey, I love what you did here. I really support your work. Here, take my support. No strings attached. Or you're like, oh, I'm not happy in this situation, but I don't really want to go through the reality of speaking my truth in this situation. So I'm just gonna be completely deceptive about it because, karma doesn't exist. And if it does, it's not here yet. Whatever. I mean, it got a GPS, right? Whatever. I'm just gonna run away from my past and just whatever, like whatever. I don't want to deal with this. Whatever. And then all of a sudden karma comes knocking at your door and it's like they have a search warrant and there's nothing you can do about it. God. Seriously. Seriously, just try to keep your heart light. If you have something heavy on your heart, take a look at it, because psychological unease festers and literally creates physiological and physical diseases and problems and health problems, etc., etc. So just, take care of yourself. Handle yourself. Hold yourself accountable. And if you already do those things, you already know. You're already with the shits. At that 6 degrees Pisces, that last part, or that 6 degrees Cancer, that last part where you really have to take what's vital, take what's essential. It's essentially what people who, are quote unquote with the shits do. If you consider yourself a spiritual person or somebody that's a part of the quote unquote spiritual community, there's no label to this. You either live in integrity or you don't. You're either a decent human being or you're truly somebody who's actually full of shit. There is no in between. You know who you are. You know what you are. You know if you're on the side of darkness or if you're on the side of light. You know whether you're stuck in darkness but you're really on the side of light, or you're stuck in self-delusion and you're really in darkness. It's like, you know what you know. So just handle yourself and know that whatever seeds you plant, you will always reap those seeds. Whether or not you actually reap anything is up to how you take care of your garden. But everybody has lemonade or lemons that they're handed, and you can either make beef stew and leave everybody wondering how you did it, or you can just make lemonade. Either way, it's your life. Everybody is accountable and responsible for their own existence. And this leads to, on the 28th, Venus is going to be square Pluto. And after Venus squares Jupiter, after we go through Mars conjunct the South Node, now, let me make sure I'm recording this. Oh my gosh, hang on. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Am I recording the computer? Dang it. Hang on. Oh, I wasn't recording the screen, I think, for the 25th. Either way, it caught the voice. Whatever. Now, this is kind of annoying. Just a second. Okay, so it's recording this. Okay, we're back in action. So, now, on the 28th, Venus is going to be square Pluto. And this is the fusing of the totality of your values and transforming that into, quote unquote, from inside degrees, custom designed by destiny. So when Venus is going to be square Pluto, you're taking the totality of who you know yourself to be, the values that you've brought yourself up with, and you're fusing that with the unconscious understanding of your reality. So you're either happy with what's around you, or there are some things that are being discarded, or you're transforming things to the next level, or all of the above. When Venus is square Pluto, it's the complete transformation of the things that you value. And anything Venusian is money, your relationships, your love language, how you relate to people. All of those things are coming to a culmination point where things that no longer can move forward with you are literally just going to fall off. Venus square Pluto is going to murk anything that doesn't need to be in your life in terms of what you love, because at the end of the day, especially with this aspect, what you love can kill you. What you love can destroy you. And us human beings, being the architects of our own creation and destruction, This is a time where you're recognizing, you know what? This situation, this context, this person, this thing that I like, that I love, is no longer conducive to my progress in life. I must end it now. Or this thing, person, place, cookie, candy is amazing for my life, and it's really helped me get to this level, and I want to take it to the next step. Either way, things are transforming, and it's for the better, for the necessary progress. Now, lastly, on oh wait, no, that's 2021. Oh my gosh, wait a second. 2021? Oh my gosh. February 9th? Whoa. Okay, let's not go there. Let's go back. Okay, March 20th. No, March 2020, the 9th. There you go. On March 9th, Mercury is going to go direct. And Mercury is going to be in Aquarius at this time. The sun is going to be conjunct Neptune in Pisces. The moon is going to be in Virgo. This is a day where you get a sober dose of reality, no matter how far deep into the fantasy you're in. Meaning, if you've been living a life of Alice in Wonderland and you chose to stay in Wonderland and your whole reality is a mess, you're going to see that. You're going to know why it's a mess. You're going to know that it was all you. You're going to know that you did this. You're going to know that now it's time to clean up. If you've created a reality that you're actually content with, you're going to know how you did it. You're going to know it was you. Well, okay, it's not just you. Sometimes it's really co-creation, but you get the point. You're going to know it's you. You're going to know how you did it. You're going to know the reality that you're living in. And you're also going to understand the power of illusion and fantasy in both contexts. It's like when the sun is conjunct Neptune, it can be the highest ideals or the most unfavorable delusion or fantasy or illusion. So this opposition that it makes to the moon, and the moon having these trines to the Capricorn energy, you're aware of whether or not the reality that you're creating is conducive to the knowing of your own soul. Because Mercury being in Aquarius at 28 degrees, it's the innate understanding and knowing of the parts that make up your reality. The understanding that we are creators and we are destroyers in our own contexts. And if you don't like something, you have the power to change it. And if you cannot change something, you have the power to understand that and wait and do other things and let that go. There's a hard reality to this whole aspect. There's a harsh, I don't want to say harsh, but it's like a raw understanding, because Moon in Virgo is pretty raw. It's like it sees and feels things for exactly what it is. And Mercury in Aquarius direct, sextiling, the Neptunian energy, and Capricorn, or not sextiling the Neptunian energy, sextiling actually Uranus in Taurus and Venus in Taurus on that day. Let's see, hang on a second. Wait, the 9th, wait, 4th, oops, okay, oh wait, 1 second, okay, so the orb degree is not as strong as it would be on the 4th, but essentially the Mercury in Aquarius is going to be sextiling the Uranus and Taurus. It's and Sun and Neptune are going to be sextiling the energies of Capricorn, And the moon in Virgo is going to be trining the energies of Capricorn, and it's also going to be opposing the Sun and Neptune. So there's, again, the symbiosis and the synergy of fantasy and reality, illusion, delusion, visions, dreams, and really understanding what it takes to build from ethers to matter. Now, as I conclude this video, the end of Pisces season is a time where we're wrapping up the winter season. We're wrapping up the past, everything of the past, the colds, in North America it's cold, but in other parts of the world, you're wrapping things up essentially, and you're getting ready for the new season, for the new year, for the new birth of things. Because spring is essentially a time where if you're hanging on to things of the past that are not conducive to your future, you're going to start looking really silly, or you're going to start feeling really silly. It's just, you're going to feel that something just doesn't make sense. You're not even going to want to hang on to it anymore. So wrap things up. Remember that, you are your own person, and we all have the responsibility of being accountable for our own existence and just the responsibility of existing. And Pisces season is a time where you just go with the flow. You do your best. You forget the rest. Do your best and forget the rest. Live your life. Keep your heart light. And see things for what they are. And if you don't understand something, it's okay. The answers probably don't need to come right now. They'll come at a later time. But just, again, go with the flow. I'll link down below an article to the concept of Wu Wei, which is the art of doing nothing, or sometimes just letting things happen, or letting good things come to your life, as opposed to constantly feeling like you have to do things to gain something. Sometimes understanding the nature of the ebb and flow of life and flowing with it helps a lot more than putting in senseless energy and action into something that just doesn't need any energy in, or any more energy in. That's how you create situations that you don't want to be in, really. So again, do your best, forget the rest, enjoy the rest of February. Prepare yourself for whenever Aries season begins, whenever Saturn enters Aquarius. It's gonna be gnarly. It's gonna be very gnarly. I'll make a special video just for that alone, because the ego of Aquarius is too big to be shared with this video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And if you'd like a natal chart analysis, you can go to nebulaclub.net. I also offer a 1-question analysis, and I also offer an analysis with a 30-minute live follow-up, where I'll Skype you or Zoom with you, and you can, discuss with me your chart, etc., etc. And I'm having a 30% off sale on all services, so check it out. And thanks again, and till next time.